I'm Joseph Brooks, and this is Lawyer in the Kitchen. Welcome. Today we're going to make sloppy joes, and they're very simple to make. This should take you 35-40 minutes at the most to make. We're going to do a grilled bun that I've already done with some butter on a flat top, actually, but you can do that in a skillet. And you start off, I would do that first just because it's easier, just knock them all out at one time. And our ingredients are going to be a pound of lean ground beef. This is actually ground sirloin. About a tablespoon of tomato paste, about a tablespoon of Worcestershire, 4 cloves, 1 medium onion, about a third or so of a green pepper. This is a 15-ounce can of tomato paste, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of yellow mustard, about a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and about half teaspoon of chili pepper. And this should just about cover it. Now we're gonna saute the meat, then we're gonna do the vegetables, and then we're gonna add all the sauces together and saute for 15 or 20 minutes. Thanks for liking and thanks for subscribing to this channel. This is going to be good. Came up with sloppy joes?
Sloppy Joe.
You know, there's at least 3 relatively independent stories on this.
I'm going with Joe being a sailor.
Joe being a sailor. Some people claim that in Sioux City, Iowa, that's where sloppy joes began in 1930. They called it loose meat and what was added was the tomato sauce. And so instead of putting like a burger where it's all intact, you have tomato sauce with the meat all done up kind of like you do on a chili dog. You know how chili is for a chili dog? It's kind of like that. There is a difference between that and a manwich, just from the standpoint that it's homemade and doesn't come out of a can. Not saying it's not good, although I don't know because I've never had a manwich. This is probably about 3/4 of an onion's about right. So we're going to do that. We want this chopped up pretty well. What really happened is there was a restaurant in Havana, Cuba, and a gentleman by the name of Rios, that was referred to as Spanish Joe, started developing these sloppy joes that we call today. And his Spanish Joe nickname is kind of stuck with him, even though his name had nothing to do with Joe whatsoever. And this bar that opened up in Key West in the 30s, actually it opened on December 5th, 1933. And I remember it well. Almost, no, I wasn't born. But it was a pretty famous date. On December 5th, 1933 is the day that Prohibition ended, and it's the day that Sloppy Joe's restaurant, Sloppy Joe's Bar and Grill in Key West opened up, and that's where sloppy joes, I believe, came from. So we just have to do our garlic now. We use 4 good-sized cloves, so we want this pretty finely chopped as well. 1 pound. This is 90-10 sirloin, not fat. We want it lean. Salt and pepper. I can't wait to use this. This is gonna be great. Look at this thing. I have no idea how it works. I mean, how well it works. I know how it works. Oh, this is so much better than the spatula. Look at this. This is downtown right here. I mean, we're literally cooking with gas and cooking with gas. This is gas squared. Look at that. This is fantastic. I'll tell you what, if I didn't need to, I don't need to, I'd get another one. This thing's fantastic. This is so much better than the spatula. All right, so we really want this nice and fine. All right, that's good. We're gonna turn this off. And we're gonna put this in a bowl. The only thing that's in there is juice, so we're fine. It's not fat. so we're just gonna set this aside. Now I'm gonna get a wooden spatula and we're gonna put in our first ingredients. The vegetables, not the garlic. The garlic we're gonna put in for about, I don't know, 15 or 20 seconds before we put the juices in there. It's not much because we've already added some to the meat, just a little bit. And we're gonna cook this just enough to get it started. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. It's a little too hot. Just want to make them translucent. Because they're going to cook another about 15 minutes. I'll put a little more oil in there. Not much. Just a little bit more. Want it to sizzle a little bit. Alright, I think that's pretty good right there. They're largely translucent. And it's time to put in the garlic. 20-30 seconds is all on the garlic. Alright, that's plenty on the garlic. It's time to put the meat in. The meat back. Some of its juices. 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Just plain, nothing else in it, just tomato sauce. And you may want to add some water. Let me look at this and see how we are. Here comes some mustard, the brown sugar, the chili pepper, and then let's put in about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And we're going to cook this for 15 minutes. And I can tell right now we're going to need some water. Just a little bit. Just to help this meld a little better. We're going to, of course, let all of that reduce down. Alright, I forgot to put, the bottle's been sitting out here, I forgot to put in about a tablespoon of Worcestershire, and I think that'll be actually a nice addition, but I want to cook in it, so we'll just cook this a couple more minutes. Now I'm going to run the trough. It doesn't go back in. That's right. That's exactly where we want it. Make sure that Worcestershire is incorporated and cooked enough there. I'm going to put just a little more salt. So our bun's already been toasted with butter. This might be easier to do with a spoon. I mean, how much slop do you want to a sloppy Joe?
Considering I'm wearing white.
Perfect.
And I'm already dressed for work.
Perfect.
Let's not make it too sloppy.
All right, we let this cool down just a little bit. I'm gonna cut this with a bread knife because this is a French hamburger bun and it's nice and soft, it's nice crispy. If you get it on your...
Ah. Ooh. That's really good.
All right.
You got bell pepper in there. Ooh.
It's what they call sloppy joes. Oh, you taste a little bit of heat too, don't you? I like the heat.
I like that.
You can actually taste a little tiny bit of the Worcestershire. It actually had a good effect.
You mean the Worcestershire sauce?
No, the Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
No, Worcestershire. It's
Worcestershire sauce.
He's completely wrong.
Listen, subscribe to the channel, like the video, eat the food.
And don't say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Thanks for coming to Lawyer in the Kitchen. See you next time.